So one of the issues within Christianity is that when someone is facing mental health issues, when they're facing anxiety, depression, people like to just say, pray about it. This is an issue because mental health is not that simple. We are not just built to pray and that solves everything that we face in our minds. That's just not how it works. So when I did my bachelor's degree in psychology, there was a disconnect that I was feeling, especially because I was growing and learning about Jesus. I was reading the Bible, and I felt like there was something missing. There was a lot of the methodology, there was a lot of the infrastructure and institutionalization of mental health, but in none of my classes did I actually feel like it made a difference. So it wasn't until I actually heard the gospel for the first time, and actually it's interesting because I didn't hear the gospel until I was maybe like maybe like 4 years into my walk with Jesus, 4 or 5 years into my walk with Jesus, I heard the gospel for the first time, which is crazy to even think about. But when I say the gospel, I mean the pure message that Jesus' sacrifice, his resurrection, his ascension is the only thing that can get you into the kingdom of heaven. It is not about your perfection. It is not about how good you are. It is not about how holy you are, but it is him and what he has done for you that when you accept that, it makes you holy. It sets you apart. And this was something that changed my life because I was a perfectionist. I was someone who was measuring myself according to how well I did certain things or by how many people liked me. I was a people pleaser. And, that translated into my relationship with God. And I felt like he didn't really love me unless I did all of the things right. And when I heard the gospel for the first time, this thing just completely shifted everything for me. And it's interesting because by this time I had already been sitting with and going through mental health coaching with someone for about 1.5 to 2 years. And even in that process, like it helped, but it wasn't the thing that I needed, and it was the gospel that changed my life. So I'm a firm believer that the most healing agent that we as human beings can experience is the gospel, is to hear and receive and internalize the good news of Jesus Christ and what he has done for us. And I also believe that we need to sit down, all of us. It doesn't matter if you have bipolar or if you just are going through a lot in your life, right? The whole spectrum of individuals, it doesn't matter what your background is, what your culture, what your age. In the same way that we go to a doctor to check our physical body when it's, experiencing difficulties or we're feeling sick or we're not feeling the best, we need to do the same for our mental health. And I am a strong advocate to sit down with a counselor, to talk through things, to process things, because many times all we need is just to say it out loud and to have somebody who's a professional kind of just walk with us through the process with, a steady aim and guide, as we move forward. So Jesus and therapy can coexist, and not only can they coexist, but it's actually integral to who God is. In Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, Wonderful Counselor is actually one of the nicknames of Jesus Christ. So Jesus is a counselor. Jesus is someone who sympathizes with us. He's someone who says, come and let's reason together. Let's talk about it. I'm not here to just point the finger and punish you or get you in trouble, right? That's a whole other video that I could talk about, kind of how God's character and how our perception of God has been distorted in so many ways. But God has open arms. He's here. He's ready to talk to us. And many times we deny one or the other. Either we're fully in therapy, but we don't acknowledge God in the process, or we're just the type of person that says, hey, let me just read my Bible and pray, and then, everything will be fixed. No, we need Jesus and therapy. Mental health sciences, there's data that supports a lot of this, right? So it makes sense, and all knowledge, real knowledge, comes from God. So, it falls in line with the principles of creation. So that's important. And we also need to acknowledge that God is our healer. God is the one who bandages up our wounds in our hearts when we're heartbroken. We need both. So I just wanted to say that somebody needs to hear that. Somebody is on the fence and thinking, man, if I do therapy, I lack faith, or someone is saying, man, the God thing, is just a religious thing, but therapy is what makes a difference. It's both. And I'm gonna make more videos moving forward. My goal here is actually to there's actually a FedEx truck. Look at that. My goal is to show practically how both of these things are integrated and how both of these things are actually one and the same. And it's not just one or the other. So we'll talk about that, but I also want to just give a little plug. I serve as a Christian mental health coach. I am not exclusive to Christians, but just be aware that I come from a Christian vantage point in my approach. I have a background, a bachelor's in psychology. I have a master's in divinity with a concentration in chaplaincy. So yeah, my goal is really just to journey with you, to help you dispel lies and things that are holding you back, either spiritually or psychologically. So I'll put the link in the description, but just wanted to say that and encourage you, please seek a counselor. If you got health insurance or Medicaid, whatever you have, you could do that. I'm also offering my services, but my priority is that you guys find a counselor that you can process with, ideally a Christian counselor who shares the same worldview as you. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Take care. Blessings. Really quick before I forget, just want to plug this in. I am currently a Christian mental health coach, so if you are looking to recover from just cult-like experiences, church hurt, just self-esteem issues, performance anxiety, distorted views of God, whatever you could think of, if you just want support on your spiritual journey, I am here. My link to my website is christophermindanao.company.mysite or .company.site. I'll put the link in the description so you could click through there. I actually have a cohort that I just started called the Healthy Disciple, and the goal is really to help people just look at their relationship with Jesus, their relationship with others, through a lens that is psychologically and emotionally healthy. So if you're looking to grow in that area, to integrate psychology and your spiritual walk with Jesus, this is a perfect opportunity. I also offer one-on-one coaching. I offer premarital counseling through Prepare and Enrich. A lot of different resources. So go ahead and check that out. And, this is just for you guys to continue on your journey as well. So take care. God bless.